Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole bringing you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, depending on what time you are watching this live. Hello, crew. Hope all is well. Make sure you hit the like button on the way in. Hey, Danielle. Hey, Mia. Hope all is well. I know this is a last minute live, but let's discuss it, child. So much, like I said, has gone on within this first month of 2025. So it just really makes me wonder where we're going this year and beyond. But one thing that has been a big topic lately is companies who are removing their DEI programs. Okay. And so I said, you know what? Let's talk about it. Now, this is a very heavy topic. And a lot of people are wondering, if this is fake outrage, like myself. Is this fake outrage? Because one thing I will say is when it comes to social media, we do have a lot of social media cyber activists and not really real activists. A lot of people, in my opinion, do stir the pot on social media, but really don't do a damn thing in real life. But again, if it's legit and it's all about a plan to really, enforce certain things and people are truly about establishing a plan, then hey, I'm all for it. But we're going to talk about it. Hey, Adrian, we are definitely, yes. The month is not over yet. We are on a journey. They said, I don't know anything about this, but I listen to whatever you talk about. Oh, thank you. I know what you meant, Mia. Daisy, this pertains to you too. You're a woman. So, you know what I'm saying? This pertains to you too. Now, of course, I'm going to give the perspective of being a Black woman because I'm a Black woman. But, a woman business is considered a minority business as well. Hey, Trina Jersey. You're new here. Welcome to the crew, Trina. Welcome to the crew. Make sure you hit the like button. You guys welcome Trina to the crew. I'm assuming she's a Jersey girl. South Jersey, North Jersey. Let me know where you're from, girl. But yeah, so this has been a big topic. Now, with that being said, where did we start off from this? Okay, so Trump signed like 50,000 executive orders his first day in. As soon as he got sworn in, he started signing executive orders left and right. One of the executive orders was to remove DEI. However, the removal of DEI was for federal government, federal agencies. Trump cannot tell a private company what to do. So when he said he was removing DEI, that was for the federal government. Okay. However, what has happened is that some of these private companies have decided to get on board with what Trump actually signed off on for federal agencies and decided to remove DEI programs as well from their private companies. Now, what companies are people talking about? Well, there's a couple that I'm going to name who have been bold enough, mind you, let me repeat, have been bold enough to put it out there for the news so people will know that they're removing their DEI programs. Walmart, Ford, Meta, Lowe's, Amazon, McDonald's, to name a few. Okay. These are the ones who are bold enough to actually have it in the news. We're not even talking about those who keep it private because I don't even think legally they have to tell people what programs they're removing. So we're not going to even go there with the ones who are quiet and they just have removed programs and people don't even know, or they never had them to begin with. Okay? Because let's be clear. But the biggest one that everyone is talking about right now, mind you, I believe Walmart talked about removing their DEI programs almost a year ago. Like, this is before Trump got sworn in, if I'm not mistaken. Again, don't hold me to that. I believe, though, I saw something about Walmart saying they were removing it a while back. But the biggest one that everybody talking about is Target, honey. Target. All right. Target was already going to do this over the last 3 years. Okay, y'all already know I'm gonna keep it raw and real with y'all. I remember when all of this DEI stuff was coming out, and I'm definitely gonna play one of the black businesses that's in Target. I'm gonna play her recording, but I remember when it was coming out, and I remember people was telling me like, "Oh, Nicole, you would be so good at these type of, you know what I'm saying, like positions or whatever the case may be. You would be great." And I was like, "Hell no." And the reason why is because I did feel like it was a temporary fad. I did. You have everything that was going on, that was currently going on at that time, with all the police stuff and all the protests and different things like that. So all of a sudden, when that came about, and then of course the Democrats took control again of the office, all of a sudden all of these DEI programs was coming out left and right, left and right, left and right, left and right. And I was like, okay, so then what happens if the Republicans take over again? Like, what happens to those programs? Are these programs really legit? Or are they doing it to please the current administration? I just didn't feel comfortable with it. I didn't. So I passed because I was just like, something don't feel right about this. I said that years ago. Okay, said it years ago. And here we are. Okay. Now, one could say that these companies will pretty much go with whatever that current administration is doing because they don't want to be on the bad side of whatever administration it has control over the office. So that's why you had companies who was doing DEI during the Democrat side, and then you had some who were now removing it now that Trump is in office. One could say that, but at the same time, I don't necessarily know. Trump can't really do anything to these organizations. Like, he can't do anything to these companies. So much so that Costco's is standing 10 toes down and saying, we ain't removing a dang on thing. We're going to continue our DEI programs, whether you like it or not. Shout out to Costco. I'm a Costco member. But with that being said, DEI has become, in my opinion, a big issue for the last couple of years. And it bothers me to my core as a Black woman because, in my opinion, what DEI was supposed to do initially was supposed to take the qualified and the overly qualified and make sure they had positions and make sure they had promotions and make sure they were able to get ahead in this very racist society. Okay. I'm all for those programs when it's literally for the people that it belongs to. And those are people who are qualified. Okay. What I have noticed, and I feel like, in my opinion, a lot of this was by design. Don't know who did it by design. But if you've noticed, lately, what the media, in my opinion, has been spewing is that there are people who simply got the position to meet a quota, and maybe certain ones weren't qualified. If y'all really notice what's been going on for the last couple of years, it definitely is coming off as if we're meeting a quota, that they check off the list. Who cares if they're not qualified, or we don't really know if they're qualified. And then all of a sudden, when shit hit the fan, all of a sudden they're saying it's because of DEI. Have y'all been noticing that? Let me know in the chat if you have. So that's DEI originally, that's what it was supposed to be for. Because we're not going to pretend that we don't live in a society and we don't live in a world that is very racist, where you do have people who are extremely overqualified, who meet the target for everything that, all the check marks, all the bullet points 10 times over, but because they're Black, they're a woman, they're Hispanic, they're LGBTQIA, they're trans, they just can't climb up that ladder because of the racism or the discrimination and all of that stuff. But with that, I have noticed that it's almost like there has been some set agenda of DEI is bad, and this is an example of DEI being bad because we picked this person, we did the check mark, this person is Black, this person is gay, this person is this, and you see why DEI is bad, and it's like, did you check their resume? Did you know they was qualified, or did you even care if they were qualified because you just wanted to make a check mark, or you purposely knew they maybe weren't qualified just so you can put them out there and try to make an example out of them on why DEI is bad? I don't know. But with that being said, I don't know if this is necessarily based on going up the corporate ladder of what that means when it comes to these companies, or if this will also include minority business being able to have access to these companies. So I don't know what this is going to entail and what this means, oh man, for so many people, because I already know, if I'm not mistaken, they have removed a lot of DEI positions and jobs on the federal level. I started seeing some of the DEI positions being removed also from companies a couple of years ago. I can't imagine at this point what's going to happen to people who are in those positions. And I will definitely have to say a prayer, because it's not like we already didn't have a bad economy before this. So people who are about to lose their jobs, get laid off, get fired, or whatever the case may be, how easy is it for them to be able to get another job right now in this horrible economy? All right. So, but Target has been the main topic, the main focus, and primarily because, one, I think a lot of us, love Target. Target definitely has a lot of minority brands that are there, that they actually sell those brands. And, we've always felt like, at least I know in my community, they're just a little bit more classier and put together than the Wally Worlds. If you're going to see some fights break out and some ignorant stuff typically break out, is usually in Wally World, is not in Target. Okay. So with that, so that's been a big thing. And then of course, when you have celebrities or celebrity mamas coming out talking about, oh, so y'all bow down and kiss the ring. Interesting. She said y'all bow down and kiss the ring, but her daughter did a song called Bow Down Bitches. But okay. She said, so y'all bow down and kiss the ring. Crossed you off my list, no more Target. Now, she posted this allegedly, apparently, on her IG page. Well, now it's gone. Okay. As quick as she posted it, it disappeared. Now, granted, of course, people like the Shade Room. Shout out to the Shade Room and other places. They got it with the quickness and they posted it. Because at the end of the day, which is why I said business over boycott, who is really about to boycott these companies? See, a lot of people, in my opinion, they real quick to post they outrage, but is it really, really real outrage? Because don't think for a second if Tina Knowles and Beyonce got a deal with that hair care line they got to put in Target, you think they're not going to take that deal? You think they're not going to take that deal? Like, how many, I done told y'all time and time again, how many of these celebrities, how many of them are really willing to sacrifice for the people? It's about $1 for them. Now, with that being said, though, there's a couple things that I do want to discuss on this, because people are claiming now they're about to boycott these companies. All right. Mind you, though, some of these companies have Black-owned businesses and minority women-owned businesses that are in their stores. Okay. And mind you, also, Target, Walmart, and Amazon is on this list. So where y'all gonna shop at? And I'm just being honest right now. Like, if we really look at this list that allegedly all these people say they're removing their DEI programs, and we properly investigate maybe other companies that maybe haven't said it but never had a DEI program, never had, you know what I'm saying, like any programs to lift minorities up or whatever. If we really look at all of that, we probably wouldn't be able to shop anywhere. We just wouldn't be able to. Now, my thing is, you do what you want to do with your money. Daisy, DEI stands for diversity, equity, and inclusion. Okay, that is diversity, equity, and inclusion. And so that's to make sure that there's diversity, there's equity, there's inclusion in the mix at these companies. That's what it stands for. But yeah, but as soon as she posted this, y'all, she deleted it. So that tells you, in my opinion, where she stands. Because that ain't 10 toes down. That's, oop, there may be a deal in the mix somewhere in the future, and I got to be mindful. Okay. So with that, let me see what you guys are saying. Yeah, the little Black history they did teach. Yeah, because we got so much Black history. Tina, who hacked your page this time? Right. I'm broke, so I'm broke, so I am. Yeah, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Haven't been to Target in over a year. Walmart would be difficult, just being honest, but I will say I will spend my money very, very wisely. It is going to be difficult, and I appreciate your honesty on that, Mia, because most people on a consistent basis that take care of themselves or their family, they shop at one of these three. And granted, Costco may have meet some of your needs. You know what I'm saying? That they will have some of the products or whatever the case may be that you get here, but some of them do not, especially your favorite brands. Now, for those who don't know who this is Tabitha Brown. Tabitha Brown has created a name for herself on these social media streets. She has created an amazing brand. She's a Black woman from North Carolina. She has an amazing story as far as how she came out here to California. You know, the typical, I came out here to California to pursue my dreams in acting. And she, went through a struggle and ended up finding her niche as far as, being a vegan, creating, cookbooks and recipes and things like that. And she just kind of blew up. She blew up. I think she has like over 4 million followers or something like that on Instagram alone. Well, her actual brand is in Target. Not only does she sell food in Target, she sells like, I believe, like pots and pans and a couple other things that she sells in Target. And she has created a nice little brand for herself. So once this came out, they contacted her as well as other popular Black brands and was like, well, what you gonna do, sis? What you gonna do? Because Now they're removing this DEI and your product is in Target. So we're going to take a look at what she had to say. Now, fair use, I don't believe Tabitha is like that, but I'm just going to say fair use is for educational purposes. We are actually going to listen into what she has to say, and I will definitely ever so often, pause it and chime in on it. Let me see what you guys are saying. Costco sells bulk. What would single people do with bulk? Honey, let me tell you something. My mama taught me as soon as I got my Costco card. First of all, I grew up in Costco. I just knew Costco my whole life. But actually being single and getting Costco for the most part is actually great. Because if you can get your bulk on your toilet paper, your paper towels, and you be set for a couple of months. You know what I'm saying? But I get what you're saying, because some people can't do the bulks. They don't have the room to do the bulks. Is it also regional here in Brooklyn? Most of the employees at Target are Black from management on down. I think it's everywhere. And hi, your name is Manrico. Hello, Manrico. Are you new here? But yeah, it's all over, and that's where we're trying to figure out. And I think this is why people need to. I mean, people claiming they're going to boycott. Look, if you are truly serious about boycotting, fine. I have a feeling, though, a lot of people are not. It's going to be hard for them to boycott, because where you're going to go, most of these stores are literally in your neighborhoods. You don't have small enough businesses like the dollar store and places like that don't barely have the stuff that you need, and most of them are closing down. Like, I think we have to be realistic and strategic about this, in my opinion. From my understanding, Trina, Sam's Club is owned by Walmart. Can someone verify that? Because I feel like Sam's Club is owned by Walmart. Please let me know if I'm correct or not. And if that's the case, they are under the umbrella of removing DEI. But yeah, so we're going to really have to see if this is going to affect people at the actual stores. Is this more so at the corporate level, or is it at every level, including the minority businesses who have their products sold in the store? So Tabitha is not trying to ruin her bottom line, in my opinion. We're gonna talk about it. I'm about to play it. Okay, so Sam is with Walmart. Yeah. So pretty much if they're removing DEI, so is Sam's Club. So give me a second, y'all. We are definitely about to get into this, and we're gonna talk about it. So let's see here.
Hello there. Y'all all right? I know. It has been a tough week, right? And baby, it's been a tough 2025 and we are still in January. But I know many of you are asking and have asked and sent me messages about the recent DEI announcements at Target as well. And as disheartening as it is for me, I'm not the only one affected by this, right? It's for everyone who um, is a woman owned business, minority owned businesses, Black owned businesses. Um, it's for so many of us who work so very hard to be placed into retail, to finally be seen and approved for retail. Because contrary to whatever the world might tell you, it has been very hard for Black owned businesses um, to hit shelves, right? Which is why it's such a big deal when we do finally land inside of retail. So it is definitely
Ah, damn it. Hate these freaking things.
No.
Innovative new mattresses
Hate
are
it.
coming out all the time.
And you'll find
Sorry,
all the
y'all.
latest trends at Sit and Sleep.
Hey, Drew, does that mean
Tabitha gonna make sure she gonna make her money, honey, while she give this announcement.
heartbreaking
I ain't mad though.
to feel unsupported, right? Um, However, I am in business in multiple ways. with Target, with Walmart, and Amazon, right? I sell Donna's Recipe, my hair care products, right, are on Amazon. They're also uh, in Target. And of course, I have a huge partnership uh, with Target. I sell my seasonings at Walmart. I do business all over, just like many other people. And what I can tell you is if we all decide to boycott and be like, no, we're not spending no money at these organizations, listen, I get it. And if that's how you feel, honey, I 1000% get it. But so many of us will be affected, and our sales will drop, our business will be hurt. And if any of you know business, it doesn't just happen overnight where you can just go take all your stuff and pull it off the shelves. There's a process, and then you got to, like, where you going to put it? You got to have a place to store it. That's money, right? You got to have another place to sell it, which is almost impossible sometimes. And even if you sell online, it's a process when it comes to business. And everyone does not have the funds or the means or the availability, the space to house their own products, right? But the thing that concerns me the most, and I want you to hear me and hear me well, if we all decide to stop supporting said businesses and say, you know, I can't buy nothing from there, even the businesses who were affected by the DEI ban, right? What that does is you take all our sales and they dwindle down. And then those companies get to say, oh, your products are not performing. And they can remove them from the shelves and then put their preferred businesses on the shelves. And then what happens to all the businesses who've worked so hard to get where they are? Then what happens?
Okay, so I'm gonna pause it. Like I told you guys, I'm about pausing right now. What do you guys think about what she just said? So what she is saying is she has her products on Amazon, in Walmart, and in Target. Okay. And what she is saying is that she's not even saying don't boycott. What she is saying is, I get it. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. However, what happens to these minority businesses, because if the numbers go down, that would be a way for them to find a reason to say, we got to let you go. All right. Now, just to give you just a little bit, from my understanding, there is around about 50 or so brands just for Black owned brands in Target, Tabitha Brown's included. Okay. You guys can look it up. It's all over the place at this point, but there's a lot of Black owned brands that are in Target, some of which may have their own websites where you can actually purchase on their website, but some maybe not. All right. So what she is saying is, if you decide to boycott altogether, what happens to the Black businesses? Now, and hello, April. If you are new, please let me know. Welcome to the channel. Make sure you guys hit the like button on the way in. April said, you know, she's looking out for her own pockets. And a lot of people, I have been seeing those comments. You're looking out for yourself. A boycott means sacrifices need to be made. I totally get it. However, does she have a point? And let me see what Danielle is saying. She started off eating grapes with the silent message. Then she thought about the thing and came back with this lightweight, felt gaslit. Okay, so you're saying, Danielle, that when this happened, she just didn't say anything and she was eating grapes as if she didn't have anything to say. And then now she's saying this because, let me know, give me more details on that. But she may have waited until she kind of calmed down, and try to find the best way for her to say something. Because if you notice, she's really careful with her words and what she's saying. She even says, I think in this live, I have to be careful with my words here. But she says, what if I take everything off the shelf? Like, where do I sell this at? Like, it's a process when it comes to business. And yes, it is a process when it comes to business, because my gut is telling me, because she's still under contract, she wouldn't be able to sell her product anywhere else. There are certain contracts where it's an exclusive, which means that you can only sell those things at Target. You can't even sell it on your own website, even if you start one. So, and we don't know what her contract looks like, but I do know, like, I've actually bought Tabitha Brown some of her products, which is interesting because there was one product that she had when she first came out and told us about her Target exclusive. She had some nuts that I really, really liked. Now those nuts are no longer there, which makes me wonder if they didn't sell well, which is why they removed them. Because they weren't out for that long. She had a certain flavor cashew nuts that were out for a minute, and then all of a sudden it just disappeared and never came back. So it makes me wonder if they are really quick. If you don't have enough selling of that particular item, they will remove it. Let me see. I'm somewhat new. Started listening to the House of Dragon. Yes. We gotta wait a minute, Manrico, until that comes back. But yes, welcome. Hey, big bookworm. Hope all is well. Interesting. She may receive the call from her sponsor Target. Just maybe. That's my opinion. Maybe, or she got a lot of her fans who support her, who are upset about this, jumping down her throat saying she needed to speak. And she needed to say something that was going to put her right in the middle, not piss off her fans who buy her product, and at the same time, not piss off Target. Okay. Hey, Tracy. So as someone who understands business, and again, with business, your emotions gotta go. They gotta go. I'm looking at this and I'm saying, but let me ask you guys this. What do you want her to do or expect for her to do? If she's still under contract and this came out, what do you want her to do? And mind you, she's one of the most popular ones on the list at Target. Some of these brands I have never even heard of. Okay? She's one of the most popular. And while she's speaking for herself, she's also talking about other small businesses as well. You know what I mean? And she talking about Target, but she also mentioned Walmart. Somebody else who's in Walmart that became really famous for their popularity, and I don't think they stopped selling her product. Patti LaBelle and them sweet potato pies she had, and the other desserts that she had. That is another Black brand. Now, granted, she is considered a celebrity. I can't say she a multi-millionaire because I don't know Patti LaBelle's pockets like that. But again, how do you guys feel? How do you guys feel about what she's saying? Yeah, I see that too, Chris. Smaller Black businesses are gonna be phased out regardless. Without DEI from these places, she may still make money, but not the smaller folks she should have stood in solidarity with. Okay, fair enough. And what's happening with the smaller businesses, Black businesses and smaller businesses, period, is that inflation is so insane. They're fading out because of that. Like you said, not even DEI, they're fading out. DEI could be another of them removing DEI could be another reason that they make an excuse to remove them. My guess is, though, she has to be selling, otherwise they will remove her product. Now, I'm thinking the nuts that I liked from her, the fact that they're no longer there tells me maybe they weren't selling and they removed that particular flavor, which I was pissed off about because I love them damn cashews that she had. But anywho, but yeah, I guess we don't really know the ins and outs on how much you have to sell to really stay relevant in these companies. The small businesses she claims to be representing. The others have to find somewhere to go. Why not come together to find a place for everyone to eat? You make valid points, Danielle. You make valid points. The problem is come together. Come together. And as much as that sounds great, we all know that that's hard for a lot of us to do, because there's always going to be people who make it seem like they're about unity, but they're about competition. They hate when other people get ahead. They hate when other people are becoming more popular or getting stuff that they didn't get. So that come together sounds great. Now, unfortunately, if things keep going the way that they're going, sometimes things can get so bad that you have no choice but to come together. But even in that, there's always going to be sellouts, if you know what I mean. But yeah, come together sounds great in theory, but can it really happen? She's not selling like it seems, especially in the South. Oh, okay. Well, maybe not, but I know they got her stuff in there. And I don't know if the deal is she has a certain amount of years and then they can assess then if she was selling enough or whatever. But people have short-term memories. They will be shopping. And that's my thing with that kiss man. Hey boo, hope all is well. People to me, that's why I said is this fake outrage, because 1 minute you're outraged and then next minute, the next week, something else happens and they totally forget about this. Social media and just the way this world has become, I call it the microwave society. People do have short-term memories and they upset 1 minute and then the next minute they totally forget about it. They upset about something else. Tab has a huge following. If she built it, we would come. We all like money. Now, interesting enough that you say that, Danielle, because I don't know what's his name, Darius Cooks. Now, some people call him Darius Crooks because of all of the alleged accusations that he got going on with him. But remember, there was a big issue with Darius Crooks, and he said something about how, and they felt like a lot of people saying that, you know, he was hating that she should have built her stuff from the ground up and cut out the middleman as far as Target. Pretty much saying if she would have created her own website and things like that, you know, and cut out the middleman, she would easily make more money versus doing Target or whatever the case may be. Now, with that being said, I also feel like that is also easier said than done, because you also have to understand who's going to create all of that. Like Tabitha Brown, we have to also, while she has a popularity, you have to have investors to kind of get that stuff going. Like to create, you know what I'm saying, your logos and get all of that stuff in order, like all of that stuff, and to really be able to get your flavors together and have the warehouses and things like that. You truly have to have investors. That's why you see a lot of small businesses going on places like Shark Tank or having private investors, because you need a certain bulk of money to get that stuff going. So, yes, it does sound great in theory, but a lot of times people have to go this route to get their revenue and stuff up so they can branch out eventually on their own. We don't know Tabitha's pockets. While she has 4 million followers, how much money, how much profit is she really bringing in? You know what I'm saying? Like, how much is she really bringing in? Yep, crab in a barrel mentality. Yep, Snoop plus sellout. Yeah, Snoop child. Exactly. It's always going to be somebody out there, no matter how much you try to get a group that really does come together. It's always going to be someone who's going to try to come in and just destroy it all. She started that Donna's recipe on her own and sold out to Target and others. She went to the money instead of keeping her own. Yeah, but Danielle, I feel you. But how much could she really do on her own? Like, I would like to really know how much she could do. We would have to know her bank account. We would really have to know the type of profit she's bringing in to create her own and to really be able to have her own stores and do that stuff. Even with another girl that I'm going to talk about in a minute, she also needed investors too. So we're going to talk about that, but let's continue on to see what she has to say. It's only like 4 more minutes, but I definitely, could continue the conversation and let's talk about that, because some things that she said are absolutely valid in my opinion. It's absolutely valid that she can't, and who knows, in that contract, she probably can't even down talk Target. Otherwise, they could possibly sue her. We don't know what's in that contract, but let's listen.
Happens, right? Now, I know that something that could solve it is ownership of these big corporations, right? It's a long way to go there. There are amazing companies like the Village Market in Atlanta, right, who support small businesses, and you can go in there and there's some amazing things that you can buy, but it's one store and it's very small. We're talking about mass market. You can't build that overnight. Do we all sometimes have these big dreams and aspirations to do that? Absolutely, right? But it is easier said than done, but it's not impossible. But until then, and in order to get there, we unfortunately have to play the game. And in playing that game, we got to be smarter than the ones who think they're in control. Okay? And I say that to say, don't allow trying to be mindful with how I say this, because I want God to give me the right words, but don't allow foolishness.
The things you're into are always changing, but what you pay for internet shouldn't. Switch to 5G home internet today and get a 5-year price guarantee.
To take us into separation, and weed us out. Do you understand? Because sometimes that's what they want. And in times like this, they're telling us that. Okay? So as frustrating as I listen, as frustrating as the whole situation is, as frustrated as I am, as all of you are, we still got to be smart. Now, you can still go into those stores if you choose to and buy specific brands that you want to support, and let the other things, right, not get your money. But be very specific. There's so many women, right, that have worked hard to be a woman-owned business. Donna's Recipe is women, 2 women, me and Gina Wu is my business partner. We are self-funded. We're self-funded. And we are on shelves in limited doors at Target, right? Other companies, right? There's a Black History Month is coming right now, and all of these brands are about to be showcased, some of them for the first time. And of course, they would do something like this right now, but they still need their moment. They still need our support. Only if you feel like you can and are willing to. I ain't telling you what to do. I'm telling you what, as a business owner, what we still need until we can get to another place, right? And I don't know when that other place will be. I know for me, I'm under contract. I'm gonna give it to you 100. I got another year. Then I make a decision. Okay. So many other businesses are just starting. They're just getting in. This is their big break to go to the next whatever phase of their business there may be. We have to have understanding and compassion for each other, and not be in an emotional state, but also a smart state. Because if we start doing I'm not shopping there, and it's our businesses that are in there, that's their way that they will clean us out and replace us and say, well, your business is not performing. That's what people want. We can't give them what they want. Okay? I hope that this is making sense for somebody. And I know it's a long video, and I know somebody might not listen to the whole thing, but this is the truth. So I want to say right now, I thank you for supporting me for the last 5 years. I have worked with Target, with Walmart, with all the places that you have shopped for my products. I thank you for showing up for me. I thank you for supporting me. When you did, I thank you for showing out for me. Um, and if you choose not to anymore, I understand that. And I still thank you and I'm grateful. But if you've heard anything that I've said today, if you still choose to show up for me, I thank you, but also showing up for others. We in it together, okay? Um, but either way, be clear. I understand. All right? But remember that.
All right, so enough of that. So with that being said, I know some people are going to say, screw it. You know what I'm saying? Like that Yale is like standing 10 toes down, like you knew this was coming. It is what it is. And I totally get it. Everybody's entitled to have their own opinion. I do feel a lot of the things that she said is valid though, when it comes to business. And it is this possibly a way? Is this possibly a way for them to get people to stop buying their products in the store so they can get rid of them? Is that something valid to actually consider? You know what I mean? But Tab, the money's still going to Target, ma'am, out of the checks and cash registers. I am hoping that maybe in her contract, she can create her own website and she can start getting the ball rolling that way. But again, that still takes money, a lot of money, and we don't necessarily know. Now, she's probably better off than most, and because she now has a huge following, maybe she does have people who will be willing to invest to get that ball rolling. But that takes a lot. It does take a lot. Thinking out loud, can we consider the partnership with Black businesses such as Tabitha Brown to be a part of the inclusion, or is it just the employment level? That's the thing, Manrico. I don't know what level, how far this is going to go. This DEI removal, we don't know if it's going to go from the top down, if it's just for these businesses that are in the stores, or if it's even at the store level. We don't know. We don't know. And I guess that's the uncertainty part of it. How deep is this going to go? Hey, V baby, I watched parts of this. Her products are good. Yeah, I really loved her salt and vinegar cashews. I don't know if you guys tried our salt and vinegar cashews, because I'm a very salt and vinegar chips type of girl. But for me, cashews are more on the healthier side than having chips. And them salt and vinegar cashews was so good. And I can't find them anywhere at this point. They were out like crazy when she first came out with her products. Now they're gone, which made me say, were they not selling well and they removed it? I don't know. Did you talk about the order of the Air Force removing the parts of their trainer on a FEMA? I heard about that, but again, that is now this is another thing that I'm gonna talk about. As far as we clearly know, we live in a racist society. We know that. I mean, this country was built on racism. But I like when people are upfront and they show me who they really are. I don't like the nice racism, or the nice, I'm saying, bigotry, or the nice, you're smiling in my face and making it seem like I'm a friend, but you are doing things behind my back that I don't even know what's coming type of thing. I'm thinking that right now we may really just need to see how things are revealing itself, and people and companies are revealing themselves. Because again, I understand that Trump removed DEI, but did the Air Force, were they forced to remove that, or the top powers that be in the Air Force decided to use that reason to remove that? You see what I mean? So sometimes these type of things, it's like, yeah, expose yourselves. Now, some are smart enough not to, I guess, expose themselves. I wish they would, though. But some of them are smart enough, like, we don't even know the people who aren't really making a big announcement about it. We don't really know how they think. We don't really know how they think. They're just not saying anything. Now, those are the ones that you got to look out for. These companies clearly are putting it out there that they're removing it. I believe she received the call. She may have, but again, she got 4 million followers too. She probably got 4 million DMs saying, "What you gonna do, sis? What you gonna do?" They will face us out because they didn't want us there to start with. Right. And I think that's what she's trying to imply, though. She's trying to imply that they already didn't want us there. So because they already didn't want us there, if you start to boycott, they're going to give an excuse to say, "Whoop, it ain't selling, bye." You see what I mean? So I can understand. Both sides in this. They already have such limited stock, bottom shelf displays, etc. Interesting enough, I guess it depends on where you are. I know I see her products here. But then I know there's certain parts of LA where I don't see her products at all. And I don't know if it's because they're selling out that fast, but I see her products. I do see her products. Silence is golden. Silence can be dangerous too, honey. It sure can. So yeah, so that was Tabitha. And again, I totally understand both perspectives. I understand her, especially on the business side. Again, we don't know what that contract says when it comes to Target. We don't know. And she has to be smart. Like, she don't need no lawsuits. I'll tell you this much. She may be making more than what she has made ever in her life. But my guess is she ain't got millions on top of millions where if she stopped right now, she could live and her family can live for the rest of their lives. I tell you that my gut feeling, she don't have that type of money. My gut feeling tells me she don't have that type of money. But again, to your average American with us who have to work on a day-to-day basis, she makes more than us, more than likely. Maybe. Who knows? But she would probably make more than us. But at the same time, she's still on a contract. She is still in a contract. She said she had one more year, I believe, one more year. So she can't go crazy with it. But I appreciate the fact that she said, "Look, if you don't want to, I get it. I understand it. But at the same time, for those who still want to support, maybe just support the companies that are minority companies." Oh, Danielle said, "Today I got time, cuz." Danielle is like, absolutely not. I get it. I'm not about to sit up there. And say that you don't have a right to feel how you feel. She also said that you have a right to feel how you feel in a situation. So I totally get it. Now, interesting enough, do y'all know who this is? This is Melissa Butler. Okay. She is as you can see, a Black woman who has her makeup line in Target, and it is called the Lip Bar. Okay. I love the Lip Bar. I have a lot of her liners, a lot of her lipsticks. When I actually found out, and again, this is not any paid advertisement. Y'all should know I ain't got no paid advertisements. I'm a small channel. But I like her lip liners. I like her lipsticks, her matte lipsticks. Like, she has a nice brand. She was on, I believe, Shark Tank, also trying to get people to invest in her product, and they pretty much, I think, told her deny, like, your product is not worth anything. I think they kind of played her to the left, and she kept going, and now she has created this brand. Well, they have been in Target for a while, and she also has her own website where you can purchase her stuff through her actual website. Interesting enough, I have never bought her product in Target. I've always bought her product on her actual website. I don't know, it was just subconsciously that I just did it, but I always have. But she is an example of how she has literally her own website, and she's in Target. So she actually speaks out about this situation because, of course, she also has a fan base of people who had their opinion on this, and I'm gonna play it. I'm gonna play the audio. Oh, Mia, yeah, it is growing. No, my channel, don't get me wrong, and I appreciate all the support. My channel is growing, but at this point, I don't think the endorsements and people would be contacting me to endorse their huge brands. That's all I'm saying. But I'm just being honest from my perspective of saying, when I see a good product and I see good service, especially from minority businesses, I'm all about, supporting them. And that is one thing that the Lip Bar, for me, they definitely have good customer service and they have a good product. But with that being said, shout out to, it looks like Tough News. I'm gonna play her audio from his channel, so we can hear what she has to say in this situation. So here we go.
Hey y'all, I am Melissa Butler. I am the founder and CEO of The Lip Bar. The Lip Bar has been in Target since 2017, and we are the largest Black-owned makeup company in Target. So, of course, we were disappointed, just like many of you, when we learned that they were rolling back their DEI initiatives. But I will say, even though I'm disappointed, I'm not that surprised. I always thought that the 2020 commitments were a farce. Like, anything that is forced is going to be a farce. And I think part of it is because Trump is emboldening companies to reverse commitments that they never wanted to do in the first place. And that is not just true for Target. I think it's true for a lot of companies. But I think also beyond that, and this is me being honest with y'all, I'm always going to be honest, a lot of the brands that they launched didn't do well. Did not do well. We have been in Target since 2017. And in my, it's been a long time. In my 8 years in Target, I've seen them kick out 8 brands, not because they were Black, not because they were woman-owned, not because they were Latina-owned, so on and so forth, just because they didn't perform. And so someone asked me, what will this mean for the Lip Bar? Will this DEI rollback impact you guys? And truth is, I don't know yet. I don't know yet from a Target perspective. Right now, things are still business as usual. We are still growing significantly at Target, which is a blessing. So the immediate risk is that, if all of our consumers boycott Target, then, that will absolutely impact us. And a lot of people are saying like, well, I would rather shop you on your site. Great. Listen, here's the thing. I understand. I too am disappointed, and you have the ability to take your dollar wherever you feel most comfortable. So if you want to shop us at Walmart or Target or Amazon or on our website or in our store in Detroit, do it. But if you don't want to shop us at any of those places, I understand that too, because we do have power in our dollars. But I do want to make sure that we are aware that, by not shopping in these stores, you are also impacting the hundreds of Black-owned businesses and women-owned businesses and, brown person-owned businesses that are in these stores. So it's a really shitty situation to be in. I look forward to understanding a little bit more about what this means across all of our retailers. Like, what does it mean at Walmart? What does it mean at Target? What does this mean at Meta? Should we be deleting this app right now? Like, what y'all want us to do? What's up?
All right. So with that being said, and again, shout out to Tough News who was able to get that. But yeah. So again, let her tell it. The issue, she's been in there since 2017, as you heard her, okay? And so the issue with that is she said there were brands who were in there and 8 brands disappeared simply because they were not performing. So I guess what she's trying to imply is those brands may have been minority brands and they were already kind of on the chopping block even before this official hammer came down about removing DEI, because she said they weren't performing. Meanwhile, they have been in Target for 8 years, and she is a Black woman, the largest makeup black makeup line in Target. And she was like, look, I got to be honest with y'all. It had nothing to do with race. It had nothing to do with this. It had to do with the lack of performance. Okay. So again, we're hearing from two different women, Black women, who were saying, if you do this, it will affect these businesses. So it's something to take into consideration. But again, they both said it's your dollars, your power, you do as you will. What I am just really trying to understand is about this. In my opinion, a lot of people, it's fake outrage, and a lot of people just like to stir the pot on the internet. They probably was literally stirring the pot on the internet, talking about they was going to boycott these companies, was literally in the store at that moment buying something. Like, realistically, I am not going to be able to say now, I'm all for a plan. I am all for a plan. You give me a legitimate plan and it makes sense, I'm all for it, because I'm all for community. I'm all for my people. Totally get it. But realistically, most of these stores, we frequent them on a weekly basis. So how is it going to be possible, especially when there's certain things that even at Costco, you're not going to be able to buy? So I would like to know the true activists out there and the true people who are saying that this is what we need to do and take our dollars elsewhere. Please let me know and let my audience know, what are the other options? What's the other options for this? Because a lot of, especially your favorite brands, they may not have their own websites. They may not even be allowed to actually create their own websites and have that content that's exclusively at these places. They may not be able to have them on their own website until their contract is up. So what are we to do in a situation? Now, when it comes to the Lip Bar and it comes to Tabitha, like the Lip Bar, I don't buy makeup on a consistent weekly basis like that. But I do know people who do, people who are makeup artists, they need that stuff. And again, it's in hindsight, it's great to be able to buy your stuff online from her actual website all the time. But if you're a makeup artist and you guys know how makeup artists work, they may run out of product right before they have to do, a job. So what do? They typically go to the local store to buy what they need to buy really quick. Hey Veronica. It's good for you to have the knowledge though, especially as a woman. So, definitely Replay Gang and everything else. So definitely couponing and grocery stores for me. Hey, you do what you feel is best for you, Danielle. I am all in support of people standing 10 toes down on their beliefs, regardless on what it is. Black owned beauty supply stores too. We're losing Black owned beauty supply stores. There are certain people where they live, there is not one Black beauty supply store available. Now, if there are some Black owned beauty supply stores that are online stores that people know about that are really like massive and have all the products you can think of there, great. That's great. But then the problem is, a lot of times you want to go into those beauty supply stores so you can actually get the product, feel the product, look at the product. So, but again, I'm all for solutions on it. Oh, thank you, Mia. Oh, I gotta love my crew. I appreciate that. Yes, definitely share, like, share, subscribe. You can do that for free. By all means, let everybody know about my channel. I appreciate you. But yeah, you guys, my gut is this is fake outrage. Like social media has created the most cowardly activists there is. Like when you really look at the activists that we had back in the 50s and the 60s, hell, even the 70s, they was the real deal. And even in those days, they even complained about people who talked a lot of stuff and would come to meetings and wouldn't be about that action. Now, I'm not an activist. I am not necessarily a leader to lead a campaign, so to speak, but I am about what makes sense. And if it makes sense and it's something that can be executed, then by all means. Because one thing about it, a lot of people did rally together when it came to the Super Bowl stuff with Colin Kaepernick and Janet Jackson and things like that. People did start putting their 10 toes down. It was like they not watching a Super Bowl. And then, of course, somebody decided he was going to start doing the halftime show and said, we're done with kneeling. But anyways, moving on. So yeah, but with that being said, I'm all for a plan. I just don't see how this is going to be a realistic plan. Now, with that being said, some of these companies may not be worthy of supporting. And what do I mean by that? I'm all about creating more Black millionaires. I'm all about creating more Black billionaires. But if those Black billionaires and billionaires are not really putting their money back into the community, and not back into the community of sense of just doing charity work or whatever, but truly trying to help build the Black community again, or even give access and allow other people to thrive and create their own businesses and maybe invest in their businesses so they can also become millionaires and billionaires. Some of these companies can be selfish as hell, want the Black dollar, but don't want to support Black people and uplift Black people to be able to get to their goals and dreams too. So if they are like that, then I ain't supporting their asses anyway. For me, I won't support them. To me, you being able to be a successful business person is to uplift your community and also create other businesses and help people create other businesses and become successful millionaires and billionaires also. But again, like someone said earlier, sometimes we can have a crab in a barrel mentality. But when I do see that there are Black businesses that are doing the work as much as they can with the resources they have, I'm all about supporting them. Period. You know what I'm saying? Period. But again, sometimes you have to really do a deep dive to see who's really about that life and who's not about that life, or who's just about taking the Black dollar but don't want to support other Black people. So you got to really dig deep. But the reality is, hell, some of y'all most popular celebrities out there who got all types of freaking people like that, they big time like that. But some of y'all don't care because y'all like them. But that's another topic for another day. But with that being said, yeah, so I don't know. My guess, this is fake outrage. We'll see what people are talking about in the next week or two. We'll see. Because again, this freaking month, this year has already started off insane, especially for my state. And then we had, you know what I'm saying, the switch of power. And then we had all the stuff that came with that, and we're still not done. How many? I think he has done like, I don't know, maybe 100 executive orders. I can't even keep count. But interesting enough, though, again, this executive order for the DEI is strictly about federal government. So again, these people who are using this reason to drop it, in my opinion, they always wanted to drop it. They always wanted to, which is why I was very iffy about these VPs of DEIs and managers of DEIs and presidents of DEI. And I was like, I don't know, y'all. I don't know. And even she said it, the Litbar CEO, president, owner said the same thing. She even said, when you force something, how long is it gonna last? And sister, I agree. I felt like it was something that was not going to last. While it's needed, I think all of this and the way that it was laid out, and then the way that it was kind of propped up, as in you are a DEI hire, which means it went from what it was supposed to be about to you're a DEI hire, which automatically it started saying DEI hires are automatically not qualified. And again, what DEI was supposed to be about was people who were overly qualified, who literally put in the work and just was not getting ahead because of their color, their gender, their, you know what I'm saying, the LGBTQIA, and they just weren't getting ahead. That's what it was supposed to be about. But if you notice, there's been a shift of how they've been promoting it as if DEI is bad. And then you have some people, which I will say, there have been people that I have literally looked at and said, how the hell did you get hired? Straight up. Not everyone, but I've been looking, I'm like, why did they hire this person if they claimed they weren't qualified? Oh, maybe because that's what you wanted to do to try to give an example of DEI being bad. Maybe that's what was planned. I don't know. That's just a thought, not facts, but it's just a thought. But with that being said, I would like to know your opinion on this. Do you agree with Tabitha and do you agree with Melissa, the Lit Bar CEO, Melissa Butler? Do you agree with them? Do you agree that, you know, hey, this is business and you have to continue to support these businesses? Otherwise, you know, they're going to fail. Do you agree? Or do you say at the end of the day, sometimes those sacrifices have to be made and we have to stand 10 toes down, and the ones who can thrive, and the ones who can't, you know, that comes with boycotting. What do you take on that? And then also Meta was on there, and Meta, I mean, I know some people don't have Facebook anymore, but realistically, how many people deleting their Facebook accounts? And isn't Meta also, it's Facebook and Instagram? Don't they own both? So just realistically, how many people are really about to take all of these companies and just be completely done with them? Because it would take a mass amount of people to really make change, or for these companies and people to really hear what you have to say. How many people are realistically going to do it? Or are they just posting about what they're going to do, but they still got their cart filled up on Amazon Prime? Or they still literally in these stores? Just a thought. Just a thought. And again, I'm a realist with it. I just, at the end of the day, doesn't mean that I agree or disagree, but I have to look at both sides of the situation. I do. I have to look at all sides, not just both sides, but all sides of the situation. And what I'm seeing right now is just a lot of people talking. And again, Tabitha and Melissa did give some valid points. Can't even deny it. They made some valid points. You know, but I'm sure they probably understand that there may be people who aren't going to care, and it may affect their sales, or at least on the Tabitha end. The smart thing about Melissa, and I don't know if this was in her contract, is that she got her own website. Everything you can get in Target, if I'm not mistaken, you can get on her website and then some. So that was a smart business move on her part. She got her website and she got her own store in Detroit because she's from the D. You know what I'm saying? So whatever her deal was with Target, she did it right. So kudos to that sister. She did it right. She got her own store and she got her online store. So if they really wanted to shift and just put the dollars directly into her pocket online or at her Detroit store, it can be done. But again, I can almost promise you, I'm not going to say for sure, but I'm going to just say my opinion, to do that, to get that store and to get the online stuff going and to get the actual merchandise and have a bulk amount of merchandise. To get that going, she had to have investors. And the reason, and even in that, I have been on the Lip Bar website where I have seen numerous times that her stuff has been sold out. And you had to wait to be able to get that product that you want. That comes from, now granted, that can happen with any major company, but a lot of times that happens with the smaller businesses, especially smaller minority businesses, because they just don't have the manpower, the merchandise, the revenue. They don't have all of that to where they can operate like these bigger corporations. They just don't. So when some people think it's bad business because something has been sold out for a couple of months, when it comes to a Black business, it probably has a lot to do with the fact that they just don't have the money, the manpower. They don't have that stuff that these corporations do have. Now, my thing is, as long as you keep your customer service up and you're still professional, I'll still wait and support you. Because the Lip Bar, they have definitely, there's stuff that I wanted and it was sold out. But because they have excellent customer service, I was like, you know what? I'll wait. May not be able to get it now, but I'll wait because I'm going to support that business, because even when they're sold out, they provide excellent customer service. So definitely something to talk about. I would love for those to continue the conversation in the chat or in the comments section, and we can really discuss this. And if you feel there is a great plan of what we can do to really show that, we should be about business and come together and unite, by all means, let me hear your thoughts on it. I just feel like it's kind of hard. I mean, when I saw the top 3 for where most people get their day-to-day items from, I said, well, damn, where are we going to go? And those are the ones who just bold enough to say it. So yeah, with that being said, you guys, so I appreciate you guys for listening. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will see you on my next video. Toodles.